What's the most annoying thing that ever happened to you? The TikTok terror. The bus was supposed to be my quiet time. Every morning, I boarded at the corner stop with my coffee in hand, ready to scroll through the news or half doze against the window as the city passed by. The ride wasn't glamorous, but it was predictable. And in a life that already had enough stress from deadlines and bills, predictability was a blessing. That predictability shattered the day she showed up. I first noticed her because she was loud. Not just chatting with a friend loud, but performing for an invisible audience loud. She was maybe 20, early 20s tops, with long acrylic nails that clicked against her phone screen and outfits that screamed club night at 7 in the morning. She flopped into a seat halfway down the bus, shoved her bag onto the next one as if it were reserved seating, and within seconds, her phone blared to life. Not through earbuds. Oh no, that would be too considerate. She blasted music from her speakers, tilted her phone toward her face, and began lip-syncing dramatically into the camera. Her exaggerated facial expressions looked ridiculous in the shaky reflection of the bus windows. At first, I thought she was just recording something quickly before turning it off. A one-off. But she didn't stop. She sang into her phone, flipped her hair, and even stood up in the aisle to record herself doing some half-dance, half-wiggle move while the bus bumped along. The driver shouted, "Sit down before you fall," but she just laughed. "Don't worry, I'm a pro." Everyone else on the bus exchanged glances. You could almost hear the collective sigh ripple through the passengers. But no one said anything. I told myself, it's one day. Maybe she won't be back tomorrow. I was wrong. She came back the next day. And the next. And the next. Her routine became our shared punishment. She'd board with her phone already recording, acting like the bus was her personal film set. Sometimes she'd force strangers into the background, spinning her camera toward an unsuspecting passenger and shouting, "Say hi to TikTok." One poor older man froze like a deer in headlights as she shoved the camera in his face. She laughed and added a filter that gave him cartoon sunglasses. The bus chuckled awkwardly, but his expression said it all. He was humiliated. Another time, she balanced her phone against a pole, hit record, and started doing a full dance in the aisle. She blocked people from passing, so a mother with a stroller had to wait until she was finished. The mother muttered, "Unbelievable," but TikTok Terror just smirked and said, "It's called content, sweetie. Get with it." By the second week, everyone hated her. The bus ride that used to be tolerable became a daily endurance test. She was shameless. As fate would have it, I began spotting her outside the bus too. One Saturday morning, I stopped by my favorite cafe to enjoy a quiet coffee and book. Halfway through my latte, the door burst open, and in she came. Ring light, tripod, and all. She didn't order a drink. She didn't even look around. She marched to the center of the cafe, set up her tripod, and began filming herself dancing between the tables. The barista politely asked her to move. She ignored him. A student who'd been studying in the corner muttered, "Some of us are working," and she snapped back, "Then wear headphones, Grandpa." I watched as she filmed take after take, shouting into her phone, knocking over a chair, making the cafe her stage. By the time she left, the cozy atmosphere was ruined. Another time, I saw her at the library. Yes, the library. She wasn't reading. She was filming herself dramatically pulling books off shelves, pretending to discover knowledge while blasting pop music from her phone speaker. When the librarian asked her to stop, she rolled her eyes and muttered, "Don't gatekeep learning, babe." I realized something. The bus wasn't the only place she was making miserable. She was a public menace, infecting every corner of the city with her obnoxious need for content. Something inside me snapped. One rainy Tuesday morning, I boarded the bus drenched, clutching a coffee that was already going lukewarm. All I wanted was peace. Of course, she was there. She was filming a live stream this time, yelling into her phone as the bus rattled along. "Good morning, fam. Guess where I am? That's right, still grinding, still hustling, still serving looks." She pouted at the camera, flipped her hair, then shoved the phone toward the guy sitting next to her. "Say hi, handsome!" The poor guy turned red and stared at the floor. That was the last straw. She wasn't just annoying anymore. She was cruel. She thrived on embarrassing strangers, treating them like props. That's when the idea hit me. The next morning, I came prepared. In my bag was a small portable speaker. Nothing huge, just loud enough. I'd loaded it with the most obnoxious sounds I could find. Goat screams, cartoon boings, fake farts, and a sample of someone wailing badly off key. Sure enough, TikTok Terror boarded the bus, phone already recording. She picked her usual seat, cranked the volume, and began lip-syncing. I waited until she hit her dramatic chorus, then pressed play. Bah! Screamed the goat. Her eyes widened. She fumbled her phone. People around us burst out laughing. She glared around, trying to figure out where it came from. I kept a straight face, scrolling my phone like nothing happened. She restarted her video. I timed it again. Just as she flipped her hair, my speaker blasted a cartoon whump whump. The bus erupted. Even the driver chuckled. Her face turned crimson. She shoved her phone in her bag and sat in sulky silence the rest of the ride. Victory tasted sweet. But I wasn't done. The following day, she tried again, this time determined, phone angled high for better lighting. Halfway through her dance, I hit play on my worst file. A baby crying on loop. Wah! Filled the bus. The timing was perfect, right as she did a spin. Passengers doubled over laughing. Someone in the back yelled, "New soundtrack!" She froze, mortified. She stopped filming immediately and hissed at the driver, "Someone's harassing me!" The driver shrugged. Maybe stop performing in public. She stomped off the bus at the next stop, red-faced and furious. But the true masterpiece was yet to come. 2 mornings later, she tried to reclaim her throne. She boarded with extra confidence, declaring loudly to her phone, "Haters tried to stop me, but I'm back. You can't cancel greatness." She was live streaming again. Her followers' comments scrolled across the screen, hearts floating up as she posed dramatically. That's when I made my move. I stood behind her, waited for the moment she angled her phone wide, and projected my voice just loud enough to be caught by her mic. "Hey, isn't this the girl who films strangers without consent?" Yeah, TikTok loves that. Her eyes went wide. She scrambled to mute me, but too late, the comments exploded. "Wait, is that true? She films random people? That's messed up. Yo, not cool." Her confident smirk melted into panic. She fumbled to end the stream, but the damage was done. For the first time, TikTok Terror looked small. After that day, she never filmed on the bus again. In fact, I rarely saw her at all. Maybe she switched routes. Maybe the backlash online finally caught up to her. Either way, our commutes returned to normal. The bus was quiet again. People could sip coffee, nap, or scroll without being unwilling extras in someone else's circus. Every once in a while, someone on the bus would catch my eye and grin knowingly. We didn't need to say it out loud. The TikTok Terror was gone, and public space belonged to the public again. Like and subscribe. Share if this ever happened to you or to someone you know.